Hello, it is June 26th, Friday. Made it through the week. Wow, I had a busy day today. I had originally two CPS cases assigned to do today, and I went to my first one. But on my way to that, they texted me. They're like, we have an emergency assignment. As soon as you're done with that one, let us know because we need to see if you can fit in another one between your two appointments, which there was like a 3 hour gap, so probably. So I was done with the one assignment, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you were done early. So yes, let me send you over here." Ran across town, did that one, and as I was getting to do that, as I got there, they were like, "Let us know as soon as you're done with that one, because if it's short, then we might be able to fit another one in." So then I was like, well, I don't have that much of a window now between the second one and what was originally scheduled to be the one in the afternoon. And they're like, yeah, but the other one's a real big emergency. So we definitely need you to go to the other one, but it should be really short. So I then ran to that one. So I've been all over town basically today, but I ended up working quite a few hours today. Yay, because the rest of the week kind of was like pathetic. So, and especially when they're emergency assignments, I get paid a certain rate when they're booked in advance, but when they're last minute, I get paid extra. So, with a 2 hour minimum, even though it's maybe 45 minutes, I'll still get paid for 2 hour minimum. So it's kind of a nice productive day. So, yay on that. But of course, all day long, I kept getting news updates because Dallas and Houston are the two cities now where there's explosion of COVID-19. Houston worse than Dallas, but Dallas is pretty bad. And the governor had to hold another press conference today and basically is doing a partial closure now. He's reducing the amount of capacity that restaurants can have from 75 to 50%. He's closing all bars and nightclubs. And then rivers and streams and certain parks. Not all parks, but certain places, because they're basically big hangouts for a lot of young people. And anyhow, so partial closures to try to slow down this explosion. But of course, a lot of people said it's a little late because we've been open now for several weeks at almost capacity. So, the numbers are through the roof. And hospitals are filling up. And the numbers, they decided they might increase the numbers of testing. Instead of 2,000 per day, they might up it a little bit more in the Dallas County area of tests. Because, today we broke a record all-time high, 496 new cases. But hospital admissions are through the roof, like 68, 70% over a week ago. And then in Dallas County, the numbers still of the under 39 group that is going into the hospitals is now more than 50% of the people are under 39 in Dallas County. So this is hitting the young population. Mortality is still for the older, but it's amazing just to see from day to day how much it's jumped. And of course, now we were national news. So because of it's spreading like wildfire. And of course, all these partial closures down, which means we should have stayed closed longer. I know everybody suffers about the economy, but now it's a double hit to the economy because we have to close it down because of the mortality and the rapid spread. I mean, it already, we surpassed the World War I death count, but it already is the sixth leading cause of death in the United States, and we're only halfway through the year. I mean, if you take the average statistics of how many people die in a whole calendar year, COVID so far, and we're at the end of June, has become the number six leading cause of death in this country, and we're only halfway through the year. This is not year to date in comparison to the other figures, and we're talking comparing the annual figures to just a few months of COVID-19. So people keep saying it's no big deal. Well, it is now one of the leading causes of death in this country, and we've got the rest of the year to go. So more people are going to die. It might end up being the fourth leading cause of death or the third leading cause of death in this country within 1 year. It's amazing how fast this thing is spreading and the lethality of it. It's already surpassed the historically what World War I deaths. But more people died of Alzheimer's till just this week. More people have now died of COVID-19 in the first few months than people die of Alzheimer's disease. And we're approaching close to the numbers of people that die from just pneumonia, just straightforward pneumonia. which is one of the, I think, the fourth leading cause of death or fifth leading cause of death in this country. It's startling how strokes. It's approaching that number too of how many people die in a year of strokes, because some of the numbers are very close together. Obviously, cardiovascular disease is the number one, and cancer number two, and then accidents of all types is number three. But after that, the 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers are pretty within a few thousand of each other, and COVID is zooming past. So this is a major issue. And of course, we didn't have this disease last year. So they haven't come up with the statistics yet, but they're expecting that the average life expectancy in the United States will have dropped this year because there's so many people dying of COVID-19. This disease is serious and it is spreading so fast. And now the governor's trying to mitigate it. And I feel bad for the businesses because they felt like they could do the go ahead, and now they're having to. And he didn't give them like, oh, you need to shut down in a week. It's like, you have to shut down today, tonight. You cannot open bars tonight. So everybody who was planning and staffed their businesses, I'm thinking of the Katy Trail Ice House. I'm sure they ordered food because even though technically it's a restaurant, but they actually do more liquor sales than food sales. So technically they're classified as a bar, even though I always think of it as a restaurant. They probably ordered food for the weekend for their restaurant establishment that is now, they can't serve it because they're technically a bar and they're short, they were forced to shut down. So yeah, pretty shocking. As for me, I just plod along. I sent out the invitation, if you guys watched the video yesterday, for July 4th. The zoo is still open. They're still selling tickets, but the zoo is doing it differently. You can't just walk up to the Dallas Zoo. You have to buy your tickets in advance and reserve a time of when you're going to go. They're just not letting open attendance. And they're requiring everyone to wear a mask to step foot into the zoo because, curiously enough, certain animals are susceptible to COVID-19. So we have to go to the zoo making sure we don't accidentally spread it to animals. So they're requiring all of us to wear masks. And I have several people that are going to join me on July 4th at 11 o'clock at the Dallas Zoo. So if you want to join me, you have to buy your tickets in advance. You can't just buy it the day of. You have to buy it at least one day ahead of time and then reserve your time. So they allow the tickets to be sold 7 days out. So tomorrow you can buy tickets for July 4th. So I'm looking forward to that. But wow, hopefully the zoo will be open. If it keeps getting worse, they might end up having to do what they did before and just close all the parks and everything again. This governor really has messed this thing up. And now people who were very supportive of him, a lot of people are now angry at him because by going backwards is it's inconveniencing a lot of people and it's costing people a lot of money because they thought they could operate. He gave the go ahead and people took advantage of it. Even though a lot of people like me were like, this is not a good idea and I'm still not going to go out and do all this stuff, but people felt like they could, and now the spread is through the roof. And the problem is there is a disparity of the amount of people going into the hospital in relation to the people that are testing positive. So if you test positive, you expect a certain percentage of those people to get so sick they have to go to the hospital. But there's so many people running to the hospital with COVID symptoms, something like almost 75% of emergency room visits here in Dallas in the last 24 hours was due to COVID-19. Those numbers of people running to the hospital with possible disease is not matching the numbers of people tested positive. So they're realizing there's a lot of people who have not gotten tested who are sick with this. And so we're having to actually play catch up on the testing. They're thinking it's like 4 to 5 times worse than what we have or the numbers that we have now, based on just the number of hospital admissions of people that are supposedly not testing positive to COVID-19, but they had not been tested and are running to the hospital with the symptoms. Interesting. All right, so remember, wear your mask. It's inconvenient, uncomfortable, but trust me, from someone who wears one daily, I wore it for 8 hours today, and it was about 100 degrees out today. It was fine. I don't think about it anymore because I'm accustomed to wearing the mask. That's the thing everybody needs to do, is get accustomed to wearing masks. You had to get accustomed to wearing shoes when you were a little kid. You're accustomed to, if you are a woman, you have to get accustomed to wearing a bra. They're not always the most comfortable, but that's what I've been told by women. But you wear them anyway, and after you have it on for a while, you don't think about it. Same thing with these masks. So wear your mask, people, and wash your hands and sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. We need to stop the spread of this. It's urgent. I don't like being on national news as a city for the spread of this disease. We've never really, they're saying this is a second wave. We never really stopped the first wave. It just kind of started to plateau a little bit, but then they reopened everything. So we never really had a curve down. It's a steady, I mean, we had one little step, but it's been a steady up. So this thing, oh, it's a second wave. It isn't. It's still a first wave, but except that now it gained big momentum. All right. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, share this video. Tomorrow I'm going to try to upload this one special video that I'm working on. It won't be, I won't be doing it as a coronavirus plus whatever day it is, because it's just going to be in celebration of Gay Pride. So look for that tomorrow. And then have a good evening. If you watch this tomorrow, have a good morning or good afternoon. And stay safe.